Every night, while you're fast asleep, your body makes a decision you never get to vote on. It either protects your strength or quietly drains it. And the shocking part is this: it all depends on what you do in the 60 minutes before you go to bed. Most people think muscle loss happens during aging or during the day. But the truth is, the biggest drop in strength happens in the hours when you're unconscious, and nearly everyone over 60 is unknowingly setting themselves up to wake up weaker than the night before. You've probably seen this scene 100 times, maybe even lived it. You finish dinner, you try to make a healthy choice, and you reach for the same things you've trusted for years. A glass of milk, a scoop of whey protein, maybe a bowl of fruit because someone once told you it was lighter on the stomach, and you go to bed thinking you did the right thing, thinking you fueled your muscles, thinking tomorrow you'll wake up stronger. But then morning comes, and your legs feel heavy. Your arms feel slow. You notice you're pushing off the bed a little harder, relying on your hands a little more, and somewhere deep down, you start to wonder, why does this keep happening? This is the part no one ever explains. People don't lose strength because they're careless. They lose strength because they keep repeating habits that used to work when their body was a younger version of itself. For decades, whey protein shakes were a badge of discipline. Milk before bed meant you were taking care of your bones. Fruit was the safe, soft option. All of that made perfect sense when your metabolism ran like a race car, fast, responsive, always ready to absorb whatever you gave it. But after 60, your biology is not working on the same software anymore. Your digestion slows. Your cells respond differently. Your muscles require a longer, steadier signal to stay alive through the night. You are no longer operating the body you had at 25 or 35. You're running a wiser, more selective system that needs different instructions. And this is where the gentle mistake begins. People don't realize they're feeding a new body with old habits. And old habits feel safe. You've trusted them for 40 years. They're part of your routine. They're part of your identity. But they're not built for who you are now. Most older adults aren't weak because they're doing something wrong. They're weak because the information they were given never evolved, even though their body did. And that brings us to something deeply human, something you won't hear in most health videos. We are all creatures of memory. When something worked before, we keep doing it. When something made us feel strong decades ago, we cling to it. That's not stubbornness. That's survival. But the truth is simple. You're not waking up weaker because you failed. You're waking up weaker because you were never told the rules had changed. Your body has updated itself. Quietly, slowly, silently. Your habits haven't. And once you understand that, everything suddenly makes sense. Why whey protein stopped giving you results. Why fruit before bed leaves you tired in the morning. Why a glass of milk does nothing to protect your strength overnight. None of those choices are bad. They're just built for someone you used to be. And here's the part that changes everything. Your muscles don't fall apart during the day. They fall apart during the hours when you think nothing is happening. The moment you turn off the lights, the moment your room goes quiet, that's when the real battle begins. Because the very second you slip into sleep, your body starts choosing what it will keep and what it will sacrifice. And unless you know how to guide that choice, every night becomes an unintentional step toward weakness you never agreed to. Every night, while you sleep, your body enters a state most people never hear about. It's a quiet, automatic shift where your system starts looking for fuel. And if there isn't enough slow, steady energy coming from your evening meal, your body goes straight to the fastest backup source it has. Not fat, not sugar, your muscles. This process has a real name in biology. It's called overnight muscle cannibalization. And it happens not because your body wants to weaken you, but because it's trying to keep you alive while you're unconscious. Your heart still beats, your lungs still move, your brain still runs a full power grid. All of that takes fuel. If it can't find it in your bloodstream, it takes it from the very tissue that keeps you strong, steady, and safe during the day. And the part almost no one realizes is this. Your body does not pull from extra muscle, it pulls from functional muscle. The kind you rely on when you stand up from a chair, the kind that helps you catch yourself if you stumble, the kind that keeps your knees from shaking when you climb stairs. This is not cosmetic loss. This is not bicep loss. This is the muscle that protects your independence. Now, let me show you something even more shocking. When most people think of muscle loss, they imagine a gram here, a gram there, something small, something you'd never notice. But research on adults over 60 tells a very different story. The loss can be as high as 0.5% to a full percent of usable muscle in a single night when your body isn't properly fueled before bed. 0.5% may sound tiny until you do the math. Night after night, week after week, 365 times in a single year, it becomes a slow, silent sanding down of your strength, so subtle you don't feel it happening, but powerful enough that one day you realize you can't get up as easily as you used to. You can't walk as far. Your legs feel heavier than they should. And you tell yourself, I guess this is just age. It's not age. It's the biology of starvation inside your sleep. Most people don't connect the dots. They wake up stiff, or unsteady, or with that odd trembling in their legs. They feel weaker in the morning than they did the night before. They think they slept wrong. They think their mattress is bad. They think they're just getting older. But what's really happening is that their body spent the entire night feeding on the muscle that carries them through the day. And this is where the emotional part comes in. Because when you hear this for the first time, it's natural to feel upset or even betrayed by your own body. But your body isn't failing you. It's asking for help in the only language it has. Your body is saying, give me something slow. Give me something steady. Give me fuel that lasts. Help me protect you while you sleep. Most people misinterpret that plea as weakness. It's not weakness. It's survival. And here is the hardest truth of all. If you don't change what you eat before bed, the nightly breakdown continues, no matter how healthy you are, no matter how much you walk, no matter how much protein you eat during the day. You can lift weights, stretch, eat salads, drink supplements, and still wake up weaker simply because the fuel ran out at 2 a.m. That is why mornings feel like a fight. That is why your legs feel unstable. That is why getting out of bed takes more effort than it should. It's not because you're too old, it's because your muscles have been running an 8-hour emergency shift with no supplies. And once you understand that, one question rises above everything else. If your muscles are starving at night, why doesn't whey protein, the thing so many people have been told to drink for 20 years, fix the problem? That question is the key to everything that comes next. For years, people have been told the same message. If you want to stay strong, choose protein that hits fast. Get it into your bloodstream quickly. Fast absorption means fast results. That advice works beautifully for a 5-year-old. It even works for a 40-year-old. But after 60, your body runs on a completely different logic. And this is where the biggest misunderstanding begins. Whey isn't broken. Whey isn't bad. It's simply built for a body that you no longer have. Let me explain something most people never hear from their doctor, their trainer, or the supplement industry. As you get older, your muscles stop responding to quick bursts of protein. The scientific name for this change is anabolic resistance. It means your muscle cells hear the signal, but they react slowly. It's like you're knocking on a door that used to open instantly, but now the hinges are rusted and the lock sticks. The door still opens, but it takes longer, and it needs a stronger signal. And this is where whey completely fails the older body. Whey is a floodlight. It rushes into your bloodstream in a fast, bright flash, and then it disappears just as quickly. In younger adults, that flash is enough to trigger rebuilding, but in someone over 60, the flash is gone long before the muscles even have time to respond. By the time you reach your deepest, most restorative phase of sleep, the phase when your body actually rebuilds tissue, every last drop of whey has already burned away. It hits fast, it ends fast, and your muscles never get the signal they need. Now compare that with what your body truly requires at this stage of life. Not speed, not intensity, longevity. A protein source that behaves like a slow drip IV, feeding your muscles in a steady, consistent flow for hours. Because your body is no longer a race car, it's a long-distance engine. It needs fuel that lasts. This is why many older adults feel betrayed by whey. They drink it faithfully for years. They believe it's helping them. They go to bed feeling proud and wake up feeling weaker. Not because they failed, not because whey is defective, but because they were told to use a fast tool for a slow problem. Now let me take you a layer deeper into this, because the truth is bigger than just whey. Your body isn't getting old in the way people think. It's not shutting down. It's not breaking apart. It's adapting. It's shifting strategies for survival. A younger body prioritizes speed. An older body prioritizes stability. That shift is not decline. It's intelligence. But when your strategy stays the same while your body evolves, you get the illusion of aging. Your body isn't weaker. Your strategy is outdated. You've been fueling a long-distance engine with a short-burst formula. And the moment you switch the formula, everything changes. Here is where the emotional part comes in, the part people feel in their daily life but never know how to explain. You don't need to work out more. You don't need to push harder. You don't need to be tougher. You're already doing the hard work. You're walking. You're trying. You're eating protein. You're doing everything you were told is right. You're not losing strength because you're slacking. You're losing strength because the timing is wrong. The older body needs a longer signal. It needs protein that doesn't vanish after 90 minutes. It needs fuel that sits in your stomach, thickens, slows down, and releases amino acids over 6, 7, even 8 hours. It needs protein that stays with you, not one that flashes and leaves. Once you understand this, everything falls into place. The morning stiffness, the shaky steps, the feeling that your workouts aren't paying off, the frustration of doing everything right but seeing your strength slip away. None of that comes from age. It comes from a strategy that no longer matches your biology. Your body hasn't abandoned you. It's waiting for you to feed it the way it needs now. And when you feed it correctly, slowly, steadily, at the right time of day, your strength comes back far faster than most people think possible. So the natural next question is, if whey is too fast, what actually works for people over 60? Science has a clear answer. There are 3 slow-release proteins that match perfectly with the biology of the older body proteins that stay with you through the night, protect your muscle from the 8-hour fast, and give you the fuel you need to wake up stronger instead of weaker. Let me show you exactly what they are. When people hear the word protein, they usually think about choices, brands, flavors, or how many grams they're getting. But after the age of 60, protein stops being a food category and becomes something more important, a timing strategy. Your body doesn't just need protein, it needs the right kind of protein released at the right speed during the one window where it matters most. And that window is the 8 hours you spend asleep. So, let me show you the 3 slow burn fuels that actually work with your biology at night. These are not trends. These are not exotic supplements. These are simple, accessible sources that your body can absorb slowly, steadily, and predictably while you rest. If you put even one of these into your routine tonight, you will feel the difference in the morning. Let's start with the king of overnight fuel. Number 1. Casein. Casein is the only protein nature built specifically for long, sustained release. When it enters your stomach, something remarkable happens. Instead of dissolving quickly like whey, casein forms a thick clot, a slow-dissolving gel that takes your digestive system hours to break down. Think of it as a dense sponge sitting in your stomach, gently squeezing out amino acids for 6, sometimes even 7 hours straight. This is exactly what your muscles need during the night. A slow drip, a steady feed, not a spike, not a surge. With casein, your bloodstream stays supplied through your entire sleep cycle, including the deepest phase where real repair happens. How do you use it? It's incredibly simple. 1 to 2 scoops of high-quality casein powder, mixed with water or warm milk, about 60 minutes before bed. Don't drink it right as you lie down. Give it time to settle, to start forming that clot. If you prefer whole foods, cottage cheese is a natural casein source, but the powder makes the routine easier and more consistent. Now let's talk about the second nighttime powerhouse. Lentils, combined with natural fiber release. This one surprises people. Most don't think of lentils as a muscle-supporting food, but lentils carry a unique advantage. They trap protein inside a web of fiber and resistant starch. Your stomach has to work through that fiber slowly, layer by layer, which delays how quickly the protein becomes available. The result? A stable, balanced release of amino acids without the fast burst and crash pattern. And here's something even more important for people over 60. Fiber slows digestion, but it also stabilizes blood sugar. A stable blood sugar curve at night means fewer stress hormones, calmer sleep, and less overnight muscle breakdown. That's why this combination is so effective. It gives your body fuel and balance at the same time. How do you use this one? A half cup of lentil soup, a thick lentil puree, or even a small bowl of hummus made from lentils instead of chickpeas. Eat it about 45 minutes before bed. It's light, gentle on the stomach, and incredibly reliable. And now we move to the third nighttime fuel, one that works not just on your muscles, but on the quality of your sleep itself: gelatin paired with glycine. This one is a quiet miracle for older adults. Gelatin is rich in glycine, an amino acid that plays 3 roles your body desperately needs at night. First, it helps calm your nervous system by lowering cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps people tossing and turning. Second, it supports deeper sleep, which means more time in the phases where your body repairs tissue. And third, it provides the structural building blocks your tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue need. Muscle doesn't exist alone. It's held together by the scaffolding glycine helps rebuild. The easiest way to use it is to make a warm gelatin drink. Dissolve 1 tablespoon of unflavored gelatin in a small amount of warm water, then top it off with more warm water or milk. Sip it slowly. You'll feel your body relax almost immediately. Pairing this with casein or lentils creates a perfect 2-step system. Slow fuel plus deeper sleep. When you put these 3 together, casein, lentils, and gelatin, you suddenly stop fighting against your biology and start working with it. You stop feeding your muscles in bursts and start feeding them in streams, and your body responds quickly. Not because you're eating more, but because you're eating smarter. Let me tell you the truth most people never hear. Your body does not need large amounts of protein at night. It needs evenness. It needs steadiness. It needs consistency. It needs slow, predictable release. Your body isn't asking for more. It's asking for longer. And that's why these 3 fuels matter. They match the rhythm of the older body: calm, slow, steady, and they protect your muscle when it's most vulnerable. You don't have to overhaul your diet. You don't have to learn a new system. This is not a diet. This is simply aligning your nightly routine with the way your biology actually operates. If you give your body the right fuel at the right moment, every minute you spend sleeping becomes a minute spent rebuilding. And for someone over 60, that is the closest thing to a real-life superpower. There's one threat almost no one over 60 talks about, even though it quietly sabotages every good choice you make before bed. You can eat the perfect slow-release protein. You can follow every recommendation. But if you expose your eyes to the wrong kind of light in the hour before you sleep, you shut down the very system your body depends on to repair itself. I'm talking about blue light. Most people think blue light is just an eyesight issue or something that affects teenagers who stay up too late. But in adults over 60, blue light becomes a different kind of danger. Your brain becomes more sensitive to it. Your hormones become easier to disrupt. And your sleep repair system becomes more fragile. Here's the part almost nobody knows. In just 10 to 15 minutes of blue light exposure, your melatonin level can drop by nearly 40%. 40%. That is the hormone responsible for kicking your body into its deep, restorative phases of sleep, the phases where muscle repair, tissue rebuilding, and hormonal recovery actually happen. So, what happens when melatonin drops? Your body does not enter full repair mode. Your muscles do not get the green light to rebuild, and the slow protein you ate earlier, it just becomes fuel your body ends up burning for energy, not for repair. This is why so many older adults wake up stiff or weak even after doing everything right. It's not age, it's that their sleep never reached the depth required for muscle preservation. And the cause is often as simple as scrolling on a phone or watching the news right before bed. But here's the part that should give you hope. You don't need to give up technology. You don't need to live in a dark room after sunset. You simply need a structured 60-minute routine, one that protects your hormones and prepares your body to use the slow fuel you just gave it. Let me walk you through this routine step by step. For the first 10 minutes, turn off every bright screen, not dimmed, not face down. Off. If you must use a device, switch it to red light mode or use blue light blocking glasses. Keep screens away from your eyes. Your goal here is simple. Stop the melatonin crash before it starts. From minute 10 to 25, reduce the lighting in your home. Switch to warm, low intensity, light something around 2700 K, the soft golden tone your brain interprets as evening. This signals your internal clock to start releasing melatonin again. Take 5 or 6 slow breaths. Let your nervous system shift out of daytime mode. From minute 25 to 45, reset your body. Walk around your home for a minute or two. Loosen your neck, shoulders, and hips. These tiny movements tell your joints and muscles, we're done for the day, it's time to recover. This small ritual makes your sleep deeper and reduces the morning stiffness. Older adults often mistake for aging, and from minute 45 to 60, slow everything down. Read a physical book, sip a small amount of warm water, sit somewhere with low light, and allow your body to settle. This final stage is the moment your brain fully commits to deep sleep. This is when melatonin peaks. This is when your protein, casein, lentils, gelatin finally gets used for repair instead of emergency fuel. If you follow just this one routine, your body will do the rest. Your hormone levels rebalance, your sleep deepens, your muscles repair more completely, and you actually benefit from the nutrients you worked so hard to take in. And the beauty is, nothing in this routine asks you to give anything up. You don't need to quit your phone. You don't need to stop watching TV. You just need to protect 60 minutes before sleep, because those 60 minutes determine whether you wake up stronger or whether you wake up paying the price of a night with no repair. This is the moment where everything you've done throughout the day either compounds or collapses. And once you control your light environment, your nutrition finally clicks into place. All the slow fuel you take in during the evening starts working the way it was designed to work. You are not at the mercy of age. You are at the mercy of your nighttime habits, and now you know exactly how to change them. There's a truth about aging that almost nobody says out loud, and once you hear it, it changes the way you look at your own body. Every piece of nutrition advice you've heard for most of your life was written for a younger body, a faster body, a body that absorbs quickly, recovers instantly, and responds to food like a machine built for speed. None of it was designed for the biology you live with now. And yet, for decades, nobody updated the instructions. Nobody taught you the new language your body switched to. So here's the part that hits hardest. You never actually got weaker. You were simply trying to communicate with your body using rules that no longer apply. Think about it. When you were 30, you could skip a meal, sleep 4 hours, lift something heavy, and bounce back. Your body ran on instant signals. You gave it protein. It responded. You slept for a few hours. It repaired. That younger version of you didn't need timing strategies or slow-release nutrients or protected melatonin. The old instructions worked because the old biology worked, but after 60, something subtle shifts. Your body doesn't break. It changes pace. It becomes a different operating system, and no one hands you the manual. That's why so many older adults feel confused, frustrated, and betrayed by their own strength. They're doing what worked before, but their body is speaking slower, processing slower, absorbing slower. And because no one explained this shift, most people blame age. They think their body is failing, when in reality, their body is simply waiting for a different kind of care. Here is what that means in plain terms. Your muscles didn't disappear. They didn't fall apart. They're still here. They're still listening. They're still capable of rebuilding. They just need the right signal, a longer signal, a steadier signal, a signal that matches the rhythm of an older body. For years, you were told to eat high-protein meals during the day and hope for the best at night. But an older body doesn't rebuild on bursts of fuel. It rebuilds on streams. It rebuilds when you give it slow, predictable nourishment at the one time of day when it's designed to repair, while you sleep. And once you understand that, everything shifts. You stop blaming age. You stop thinking you're too old. You stop assuming your strength has an expiration date. Because the truth is far more empowering. You have not been losing strength. You have been running the wrong strategy. Let me give you an image that many of my older patients finally relate to. Imagine your muscles as a team of builders. In your 20s, those builders worked like a fast-moving crew. As soon as you dropped off materials, they got to work. But in your 60s, the builders aren't gone, they just move with more intention. They need materials delivered steadily, not dumped all at once. They need the lights dimmed, the environment calm, the timing right. If they get that, they build just as well. Sometimes even better, because the older body can be incredibly efficient when you give it the right conditions. And once people realize this, something beautiful happens. The fear disappears. They stop seeing aging as a slow decline and start seeing it as a rhythm shift. A new cadence, a new partnership with their biology. You're not at war with age. You're learning how to work with a wiser, slower, more selective version of your body. And here's the part I want you to hold on to. You can get stronger, not maintain, not slow the decline stronger. I've watched 70-year-olds regain their balance, 80-year-olds rebuild their legs, and people long past retirement do things they thought were gone forever. Not because they trained harder, but because they finally aligned with the timing and chemistry their body responds to now. Strength in later life is not about pushing more. It's about aligning more. It's about understanding that your biology still wants to grow. It still wants to repair. It still wants to protect you. It just needs a new language, slow protein, calm evenings, protected melatonin, steady nighttime fuel. When you give your body those things, something almost magical happens. You stop aging reactively and start aging intentionally. You step into a version of yourself that feels more capable, more stable, and more confident than you thought possible. Not because age reversed, but because you finally learned the rhythm your body was waiting for all along. And once you learn that rhythm, you can rebuild at any age. When you put all of this together, the picture becomes clear. You're not losing muscle because of age. You're losing muscle because no one ever told you how your body actually works after 60. Your nightly weakness isn't a mystery. Whey isn't failing you because you chose the wrong brand. It fails because it's built for speed, and your body now needs fuel that lasts. And those 8 hours when you sleep, they decide everything. That's when your body rebuilds or breaks down. And the difference between the two comes from the smallest, most overlooked detail: what you give your muscles before your head hits the pillow. Slow fuel is the key. Slow protein, slow release, slow rhythm. Casein, lentils, gelatin, these aren't fancy supplements. They're just foods that match the pace of an older body. And when you pair that with the simple 60-minute evening routine, dim lights, no screens, gentle movement, a calm mind, you give your body exactly what it needs to repair itself through the night. Here's the part I want you to remember each morning when you wake up. Every day after 60 is not a countdown. It's a reset button. You can change the trajectory of your strength, your balance, and your independence, not by fighting age, but by feeding your biology the way it's built to be fed now. You can't control time, but you can control how your body ages inside that time. And that is far more powerful than most people realize. If this message resonated with you, share this video with someone over 60. Share it with a parent, a friend, or anyone who wakes up feeling weaker and thinks it's their fault. They deserve to know the truth that their body isn't failing them. They just haven't been given the right strategy. And if you want me to create a full, step-by-step video on each slow-release protein, how to pick it, how to use it, and how to fit it into your nightly routine, just let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Your strength is not gone. It's waiting. And tomorrow morning can be the first day you feel it coming back.